Bills Mafia, welcome back to the channel. You know one thing about this franchise. The Buffalo Bills are always striving to improve. Every season, every training camp, every roster move, it's all about getting better, sharpening the edges, and putting this team in the best possible position to bring a Lombardi trophy back to Western New York. And family, before we dive into today's huge news, do me a favor, smash that like button, drop a comment to let me know how you're feeling about these roster moves, and of course, hit that subscribe button so you never miss a single Bills update. Now, let's get into it. We've got major developments coming out of Orchard Park. The Bills have officially set their initial 53-man roster for the 2025 season. But along with that announcement came some tough injury news, some surprising cuts, and a whole lot of decisions that will shape this team moving forward. Let's break it all down together. The biggest headline? First-round pick Maxwell Hairston is officially heading to injured reserve. The rookie cornerback who impressed coaches early in training camp suffered an LCL injury that's going to cost him at least the first 4 games of his NFL career. Now, before anyone panics, let's be clear, this is not an ACL tear. That was the initial fear, and thankfully, the medical staff confirmed that his ACL is intact. But an LCL sprain is still serious, and it means the Bills will be without their prized rookie until at least October. This move puts Hairston on IR with a return designation, meaning he and offensive lineman Tylan Grable can return to practice after Week 4. Both of them are out until at least Week 5. Under the NFL's new IR rules, every activation counts toward a team's season total, and the Bills just used 2 of their 8 designations. That leaves 6 for the rest of the year. So this isn't just about Hairston's development, it's also about managing roster flexibility down the line. And here's the thing, Hairston wasn't just any rookie. The Bills drafted him with a clear plan in mind. They envisioned him complementing Christian Benford as a boundary corner, possibly developing into a long-term starter. But now, that development is on pause, and it means other names are stepping back into the spotlight. Enter Tre'Davious White. Bills fans, you know this name well. He was once our shutdown corner, one of the best in the league, and a true fan favorite. But football can be cruel. White's last few seasons have been marred by devastating injuries. First an ACL tear in 2021, then an Achilles injury in 2023. That would end a lot of careers, but not White's. At 30 years old, he's back in Buffalo with a chance to redeem himself. This wasn't a guarantee. Last season, he bounced around with the Rams and Ravens after being cut for cap reasons. He struggled, no doubt about it. But now he returns to a place he knows, a system he understands, and a fan base that believes in second chances. With Hairston sidelined, White has a golden opportunity to reclaim his role as a starter and prove he's still got starter-level football left in him. Bills Mafia, I don't know about you, but I'm pulling hard for Trey. Of course, injuries aren't the only storyline. When the 53-man roster dropped, some notable cuts had Bills fans buzzing. Let's talk about the 3 biggest snubs. 1. Shane Buechele, QB. This one stings a little. Buechele put together an incredible preseason performance against Tampa Bay, completing 25 of 30 passes for 278 yards and a touchdown in the Bills' 23-19 win. He showed poise, accuracy, and command. And yet, he didn't make the roster. With Josh Allen and Mitchell Trubisky locked in as the top 2, the Bills couldn't justify keeping 4 quarterbacks. The good news? There's a strong chance Buechele lands on the practice squad. Still, with that preseason showing, he deserved a long look. 2. Darrick Forrest, safety. Safety has been a glaring question mark for the Bills, and that's what makes this cut so surprising. Forrest, who had a breakout season in 2022 with Washington, seemed like a natural fit to compete alongside Taylor Rapp. He was the Bills' only free agent safety signing this offseason, and yet he's off the roster. With safety depth so thin, this feels like a gamble. And then there's Dane Jackson. Bills fans, you know this guy well. A 7th-round pick back in 2020 who carved out a role through toughness and consistency. Jackson's familiarity with Sean McDermott's defense made him valuable, especially with Hairston hurt and White still proving himself. But despite all that, Jackson didn't make the cut. Some believe he could have served as a mentor to Hairston, much like White is now. Instead, he's on the outside looking in.
Now, none of these cuts are necessarily final. Circumstances change quickly in the NFL. Injuries happen, opportunities open up, and these guys could find their way back to Buffalo. But for now, it's a reminder that this league is ruthless. Even talented, hard-working players can get squeezed out. So, what do all these moves mean for the Buffalo Bills? Let's zoom out. First, the Bills are taking a calculated risk. By placing Hairston and Grable on IR, they're betting on the long-term development of young talent while trusting veterans to hold the line in the short term. That puts pressure on guys like Tre'Davious White, Christian Benford, and the rest of the secondary to step up immediately. Second, the surprise cuts tell us something about the Bills' roster philosophy. This front office is prioritizing flexibility, upside, and future development over safe, familiar names. Cutting Buechele, Forrest, and Jackson wasn't easy, but it shows a commitment to building a roster that's prepared not just for Week 1, but for the grind of an entire season. And third, this is yet another reminder of how thin the margin is in the NFL. One injury, one roster cut, one tough decision can change the entire shape of a season. That's why depth, coaching, and leadership are so critical. Before we dive into it, let me just say this. Our Bills are working tirelessly every single day to get better, to perfect the little things, and to bring home the results this city has been waiting for. That's why it's so important that we keep building this community of fans who believe. So if you're excited for another season of Bills football and you want more exclusive news, make sure to hit that like button right now, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a single Bills update. Let's make this ride together, Bills Mafia. Now, on to the headline, because what's been revealed in HBO's Hard Knocks has every Bills fan talking. The latest teaser shows how one man, Chris Hess, a performance analyst, quite literally changed Josh Allen's life. And no, that's not an exaggeration. Allen himself said those exact words. Let's rewind for a second. When Josh came into the league in 2018, the national conversation wasn't about him being a top 3 quarterback. The critics said he was too raw, too inaccurate, more athlete than quarterback. They saw the big arm, but they weren't sure if he'd ever put it all together. His first 2 seasons backed that up. 56% completion rate, 30 touchdowns, 21 interceptions. The flashes were there, but so were the doubts.
Enter Chris Hess. On the surface, his title sounds complicated. Applied Biomechanics and Performance Analysis. But what he really does is break down how a quarterback moves, how they throw, how their body mechanics line up, and then optimizes it. In simple terms, he makes sure guys like Josh can throw harder, faster, and safer while also avoiding injury. Allen didn't just buy into it. He credits Hess with transforming his career. Chris has honestly changed my life in terms of how I threw the football, Allen admitted in the clip. Think about how powerful that is. This isn't just about tweaking a footstep or changing a grip. This is a quarterback saying that his entire approach to throwing the ball was revolutionized by one analyst who saw something special. Hess broke it down perfectly. When Allen first came in, he was a chucker. Basically, he was just letting it fly with raw power, like you'd see in a backyard game. Then he became a thrower, more controlled, more refined. And now, Hess says Allen is a passer. That means he's in complete command, not just relying on raw athleticism, but precision, decision-making, and technique. The results speak for themselves. In 2020, the league woke up. Josh Allen went from a question mark to finishing second in MVP voting. Since then, he's been in the elite conversation every single year. 2 All-Pro selections, multiple Pro Bowls, and he's shattered almost every passing record in Bills history already. But here's where this story really connects with Bills Mafia. We've always loved Allen, not just for his stats, but for who he is. The guy stiff-arms defenders, hurdles linebackers, and plays with that fire we all relate to as Buffalonians. Yet behind all of that passion and toughness, there's also been a quiet dedication to getting better in ways we don't always see. The fact that he was willing to listen, to trust a specialist like Hess, and to completely rewire how he throws the football, that's the sign of a champion. And let's be honest, when you look at the way Josh plays today, with pinpoint accuracy and laser throws into tight windows, You can see Hess's fingerprints all over it. What might take another quarterback months to adjust, Josh can correct in just a few reps. That's the level of talent and intelligence we're talking about here. Now let's zoom out for a second. Why does this matter as we head into the 2025 season? Because once again, everything comes down to whether Josh Allen and this Bills team can finally get over the hump. We've seen them fall short in heartbreaking fashion, especially against the Chiefs, more times than we care to count. But maybe, just maybe, this is the year. And when you think about the evolution Allen has made from raw rookie to refined passer, you realize just how much growth is still possible. The Bills aren't just trying to win games. They're trying to win a championship. And the smallest details, like biomechanics, might be the difference between a deep playoff run and finally hoisting the Lombardi Trophy. Bills fans, here's how I see it. This roster is being built for resilience. Losing Maxwell Hairston for the first month hurts, but it's not the end of the world. If anything, it gives veterans like Tre'Davious White a chance to write redemption stories and prove that this defense can still lock down opposing receivers. The cuts of Buechele, Forrest, and Jackson, they're tough to swallow, but they also show that the Bills aren't afraid to make hard choices. And in the long run, those choices might be what sets this team up for success. At the end of the day, this is what makes football and being part of Bills Mafia so special. It's the ups, the downs, the twists, and the turns. It's about sticking with your team no matter what and believing that every setback is just a setup for a bigger comeback. So now it's your turn, Bills fans. What do you think about the Maxwell Hairston injury? Do you believe Tre'Davious White can rise to the occasion and reclaim his role? And out of the three surprising cuts, Buechele, Forrest, and Jackson, which one shocked you the most? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I want to hear from you. And once again, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your fellow Bills fans. Together we'll ride this journey all the way through the season. This is Buffalo Beat News, signing off. Go Bills!